Hi everybody, Stephanie Aune coming to you from the banks of the Trinity River here near Willow Creek, California, Six Rivers National Forest. It's a rainy day out there. It's been kind of cold and I can't get quite warm enough. I find if I keep my hat on my head, I stay a bit warmer. It says it's 70 degrees in here, but I think it's lying. Thunder Paws over there is having a great time playing fetch with himself. He likes to put one in his mouth and then toss the other one around, and he's making a general mess of everything as usual. But all right, let's get to some art. So we are going to do part 2 of the Piccola Arte. Piccola Arte. It's an Italian word. It just means little art. Piccola Arte. And the main reason that I decided to call it something other than a tag or a bookmark is because it's actually a piece of art. It truly is. And we put so much time and energy into, you know, creating something. And then it's like, oh, it's just a tag. Well, a tag is worth $10, you know? A Piccola Arte is not. It's a piece of small art. So what I want to do is kind of, not that making tags is bad at all. At all. I don't have anything against it, but I think that what we already are doing is more elevated than just calling. It's the difference between craft and fine art. If you want to call it a tag, if you want to call it a piece of art, then call it a piece of art. And that's up to you to decide. And that's not being arrogant. That is being proud of the work that you're producing. And, you know, I want you to create as beautiful of things as possible. You don't have to go through and do as many steps as I do. You know I'm a little crazy with that. But I like to give you the opportunity to show you how you can make something that is really beautiful. This isn't rocket science. It just takes some time. Everybody is capable of making this. Okay? I don't want you to be intimidated by it. I don't want you to be frustrated by it. You have the ability to do this. And that's what all of these sayings are on these cards. That's what this is all about. You have the strength to do it. You know? You are amazing as you are, stronger than you know, and more beautiful than you think. We are all capable of making gorgeous work. It just takes steps. It just takes time. You're going to make mistakes. That's okay. Make mistakes. Absolutely. Learn from your mistakes. And next time, do it better. You know? And who's to say a mistake is a bad thing? Sometimes a mistake ends up being a great thing. Right? So, you know, and sometimes you don't have any choice but to go with a mistake. Like this one. See, I made a mistake because the ink didn't go as deep right there at the top of that flower head. Well, all I did was took the line around the flower, and it's stunning. So you can take a mistake and you can make it into something gorgeous. And you are all 100% capable of doing this. Every single one of you. Do you have to have the right tools? Well, of course. But all you have to have is some acrylic paint, some alcohol ink, some... Well, this was done with black cardstock. You don't need to have a jelly plate. You could use black cardstock with a brayer, with a couple colors of paint, and then you just start layering and layering and layering. Now, the thing is that I just didn't give up, and I just kept going until it's like, oh, do I put one more thing on here? No, I don't put one more thing on here. These have a very Gustav Klimt feel to me, which, if any of you are familiar, you've probably seen The Kiss is probably his most well-known piece of art, and it is absolutely stunning. The golds, his color is so rich and phenomenal and intense, and I'm very happy with how these have turned out. And I'm very happy that they have kind of this, I don't know, it's a really interesting feeling to them. And again, just layers upon layers. You'll see all the processes. Since this is part 2, you will need to go through, of course, through part 1, which is almost done converting, which I can almost get it put up for you. Of course, it'll probably take 3 hours for it to upload, or longer. It might take overnight for it to upload, so I'm sorry that you don't get a new video today, guys. I'll try to get it up. I just don't think it'll happen. I split it up into 2 parts because I think the first one is like 38 minutes, and there's still a few steps left to do after that. So that's why you're getting this second video. You might be getting bored of seeing these, but I know that some of you want to see them. If you don't want to see them, just skip ahead. You know, we don't have to know that you don't want to see them, but truly just skip to the next part. You know, you have that ability. Mr. Thunderpaws playing catch with himself. It's awesome. Trust yourself. There is no one else on earth that is better suited to determining your ideal and making it happen than you. Trust yourself. And this one is turn your wounds into wisdom. See, here again, that stamp didn't stamp all the way, but look what a gorgeous effect it made. So something that could be considered a mistake is actually enhances the art. Now, you don't need to have a flower stamp here. You could use, I mean, there's numerous Tim Holtz stamps that, you know, are flowers. You don't have to use the exact same ones that I have. I got this stamp from Stampington, of course, which I talk about in the video coming up. That will be coming up after this. Okay, so I did not put a rivet in these or a ribbon coming off of it for a couple different reasons. A, if you would like to do that, you are more than welcome to do that. Absolutely. And this is for you to use however you want to use it. You can put it into your most recent book that you're working on. It is totally up to you. But here's an option for you that you may not have considered. This is just a 5x7 canvas panel that has been covered with a deli sheet that I've done off of the jelly press. Now what you can easily do is take this Piccola Arte and attach it to a board. You can put this board in an actual frame, or you can actually just put it on a stand and have it sitting there on your desk or your workspace, or you can hang it up, however you want to do it. I think that this is beautiful enough that you can put it, you know, what if you had just a dark background? Ignore the holes on this. This was an actual earring stand that I had made. You know, the dark background on that is beautiful. You could mount it on just a piece of dark chipboard, or, you know, whatever color. You know, so you have the options here. I mean, look at. So you can make your own piece of art. And then what I would do here is stabilo around this. I would edge this out with some timber brown or some black, or even the purple color. You could even put some stamps on here, a subtle gold or something like that. You know, that would kind of work in. So you can make your own little pieces of art out of it, and that's completely your call. You can have it be just a wonderful inspirational saying for you, because my Patreons are going to get these. Every single one of my Patreons will receive one of these. If they send me their address, have to update your addresses with me, and hopefully I can figure out the mailing list off of Patreon, because that would be really handy. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go into each individual account and write it down, which that's probably what I'll do here, because I know how to do that. Okay, one more quick thing before we get into how to finish these up, and I'm sorry that it's taking a few minutes to go through them. But I believe this set of cards is already spoken for. So this blank set I will be making into a set of oracle cards or medicine cards. If that person still wants it. I was given a lot of time and it was requested at the end of January, and I haven't forgotten about it. I've just been crazy nuts, and these things take days to make. Not that bad, maybe. It takes a while. Now, I have for sure this deck is for sale, right? And so you will see how I've put all those verses on there. There are 35 cards here. You can do more embellishing on this, absolutely. And then the back side of these are just kind of this purple and blue. So these are, I'm still probably going to continue to work through these because this is the set we've been making on Patreon. And now that I've made those guys and how sophisticated they are, I will probably be doing more work on these guys. Although this is really a cool sunburst set. So maybe I'll just keep it the way it is. I don't know yet. I don't know. So this set is available. This is a blank set here. This is your holder. And this again is 35 cards. Blank cards that are kind of a fuchsia, magenta, a silvery, copper, really beautiful set of cards. This is 35 cards again. I have this blue set here, and then inside, and then here are those cards. They're a kind of an aqua and copper color, and a little bit of purple in there. Very earthy, very much so like the sky. Love these. Copper and aqua set. And then I have, and then I have the green set. And here's the green box. That's blue on the outside, green on the inside. So what I would do when I'm decorating this is I would incorporate some of these greens into this blue. You could very easily do that. Can you imagine kind of a forest? You know, you could easily do some sort of tree on there. I think that'd be beautiful. And then these cards, they'll stick together until you set them. All right, you can use a little bit of varnish on them, spray varnish. Once you're finished, you don't want to set it until you're all done with the cards. So that's why they're still a little sticky. These are gold and numerous shades of green, some rusts in there, some blue in there. And these are available for sale. Now, these take a ton of time to make. So the blank sets like this, I believe, I have to think about the pricing, but if you're interested in one of these, the blank sets, I think I will go for $75. And then the Thunder Paws. Then the finished sets are definitely going to be much more expensive than that because they take a long time to make, and it is Piccola Arte. It is small art. If you want a blank set of cards that's already made up and ready to decorate, send me a message. stephanieaunedesigns at gmail.com. You can always instant message me through Facebook. Please don't forget about the Patreon. Patreons are getting one of these beautiful cards. Every single person that signs up gets one of these. If you sign up by the 27th, you will get your name in the drawing for the Seraphine. And we will do this drawing for this on Patreon itself. So I'm not going to do a public drawing. We're just going to do that within our own little group. So this drawing, you still have a couple more days to get in on it. And if you sign up, just be aware that they will charge you for February, and you will get charged again on March 1st. But you do have content for how to make all of these. It is quite the process, but as you can tell, it's really worth it. So, a lot of talking, but a lot of good stuff. There are also 3 more decks available. Their fronts are decorated a little bit more, but there are 3 decks available also on my Etsy store. So, I think I call them journal cards, because you can easily journal on these, as well as putting an inspirational word or a journal prompt or whatever you want to on these. You have the ability to make them be whatever you want them to be. All right, my lovely people. Thank you so much for watching. I am going to get back here, or I'm going to get you back to the video, and you will see how I finish up of these amazing cards. All right, I love y'all. Thank you. Patreon, patreon.com. You go there, you sign up, you find my name, stephanieaunedesigns, and then you should be able to join Patreon like that. They will let me know when you have signed up, and when you sign up, I will mail you one of these guys. And if I happen to find anything else laying around that I want to stick in there with it, I will do that. My Etsy store, Stephanie Aune Design. It's all one word. Facebook, The Messy Hand Band of Artists. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Love you guys. Bye. We're going to have something fun coming up, too. I promise. And I've got to get back to the circus book. That thing's not finished. I hate telemarketing calls. See, now it gets very, very sticky. So that's when it starts to leave residue behind. And I should probably put some more goop on here. Now, the most contrasting color I could put on would be black, right? It's still beautiful, even though it has a little bit of movement to it. Copper with that gold. It's beautiful. All right, so these are a limited edition. I think I have 21 of these. And everyone will get a verse, which we'll go to next. And all my Patreons will get one of these. So if you sign up, this will be one of your gifts that you get, plus you get your name in the drawing. And then the name for the drawing, of course, is the Seraphine cards. Prize for the drawing. I really love how these are turning out. I mean, my gosh, guys. What a cool project, huh? Just layering. Just layering and layering and layering. Being conscious of color. You know, you could be much more free with this if you want to. I have a hard time being completely random because I have such a... I want things to look a certain way, you know. Hopefully that's not my super old black. That's pretty old. thing should be thrown away. I think that's been on my desk for a long time. Oh, I know what'll work. This jacquard purple is a very, very dark color. Almost black. Oh, too much. Ooh, perfect though. Look how gorgeous that is. Wow. And it's mixing in with that copper color. Oh, I don't know what side to do. Look at how beautiful that stamp is. I think it really shows up against that gold background too. Wow. Beautiful. Oh, I missed one. Oh. I guess that's why we use our, yeah, we ran out of ink a little bit there. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I think we're ready. So with this one, see, I know what the shape is from looking at that one, right? All right. Just doing little doodles. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. Now that we have the fronts done, let's play with the back. You know, and do as many steps as you want to. You know, all you have to do really is do a stamp on them or do a stencil on them. You don't have to do the 15 steps that I've done. I just am always trying to make things better. So I don't think there's another mark I could put on that that would make that more beautiful. Right? So let's pull out these guys. All right, I'm just going to, all right, let me see where you are at here. If I line the paper up with one of these lines, and I line the ruler up with that, and I tear it towards me, you know, I should be good to go in creating a nice straight line. I forget what I'm doing here, right? See there, straight line there, straight line there, and back down to here. That means we've got a perfect 90-degree angle, right? Okay, I'm just going to go through and cut these out, and then I will bring you back here in just a little bit. All right, bye. Okay, guys, let's see. It is February 22nd. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. The next step after the stamping and a little bit of front work, oh darn it, is of course the edging. And as you know, I pretty much so edge everything that I do because I like having a frame on it. I think it really sets off the piece nicely. I'm using my Timber Brown StazOn once again, one of my favorite all-time tools. And we're just giving it a very quick coating, you know, but of course, I'm taking a minute or two per card again. It just takes time to do these properly. But it really does finish off the piece. I like to give it a little bit extra there on the corner. This beautiful, beautiful one, which is probably one of my all-time favorite things. I mean, look how beautiful that is. I know I keep saying that about this card, but it really is just so pretty. And our final edging is there. Okay. You get messy. It's a messy process. All right. I also have now I'm saving these pieces that I've torn off because I can easily stamp on here and stamp words right off of that tea stain paper. It's a good way to do it. And then just glue the stamped words on. So that is where we're at so far. Oh boy. What's that last one? There it is. Wow. So here I did put, oh, that was, oh gosh. All right. I have some more edging to do. Now remember, this is just the, you know, the very ends. So I think, you know, I probably don't have to do this, but I like to do it personally. I think it adds a lot. Hi guys. Okay, we are ready for the next step here. We make sure first off that we are right side up. And what I'm actually going to do is even add one more element in here. And, oh yeah, this was the one that I had left open. So we're going to just hit that little pool. This will be behind the phrase. And it's only just going to kind of peek out there, so it just gives us one more element of depth for this piece. All right. Oops. Whoops. Come here, Poker. Lay flat. And of course, I'm just using my Mod Podge. You can use matte medium. You can use whatever you want to. So I do want to try to line those up here somewhat. If you make it soppy enough, you can move your pieces. So as you can see, it's not like I have that completely covering everything there. It's just giving us just one more extra dimension. Totally not necessary. You don't need to do it, but you know, you can layer your little verses on top of even dictionary pages, or you know, whatever you want to. Not quite centered, but I think it's probably too late. We can see if we can push it over here a little bit. And I'll take my Uniball and go around it again, and I could stabilo it. You know, you have so many different options on what you can do with these guys, right? The first step is that you have to say that you can. Now here's a butterfly. Ooh, look at that. And again, I'm tearing it towards me so that I am keeping that white edge underneath. Right? And then look at that beautiful strip of color right there even. This is just a stamp on top of a deli sheet. Maybe we should make some deli sheets without the jelly press. Just make some other ones like these original guys I had done a year ago. And they have great texture to them. And look how gorgeous that is. What if we stack this here? Let's give it just a little bit extra color in there. I mean, how beautiful is that? Okay, let's put it together. So, although we're covering up a lot of really pretty stuff by using it. Oof. Ugh. It's a hard choice. It's a hard choice. You know, we're making beautiful vignettes, and just do it like that. Let's keep the antenna in there. I love that butterfly stamp. Now, the reason why I picked that orange is because it's an opposite color. And, okay, so this deli sheet has a much stiffer, thicker paint on it. So it's not wanting to sit down properly. So we're just going to work it in. There we go. Pushing it in, pushing it in, pushing it in. The first step is that you have to say that you can. Let's do this one. I love this one. I love all of these sayings, or I would not be choosing them. So, when offsetting the words, may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears. It's a little bit crooked because I'm crazy particular about that. A little more glue. Let's go ahead and push it over here and grab that edge there. Let's go from this direction. Probably should have cut this guy first. There we go. It's still really a beautiful piece of paper. We'll save that. Now, if you have Citrusol pages, I think that would look really gorgeous in here with the metallics. All right, there is our front. Let's see what we have in here. This color picks up that color. Creating interesting shapes, or trying to. I like this really color right there in the middle. And let's see if we can't make two pieces off of this. There we go. That's better. There. Oh my goodness. See that extra iridescence that that paper has? And deli sheets just kind of melt into. Again, making sure we've got everything up right. Bring it down here. There we go. Beautiful. All right, there is our upside. So I actually like this piece, this side better than this side. Again, just creating just another different element in there. I like that shiny green. Right now I'm just looking for another color to work with the composition. And that one's perfect fit. Look how beautiful that fits. Oh goodness. I'm making mini compositions for every single one of you. This Bob Marley quote is awesome. One love, let's get together, feel alright. Let's give thanks to the Lord and it'll be alright. All right, so I'm just going to keep doing this for 20 more times. I don't know if you want to keep watching me or not, but that's just essentially what I'm doing. Just I was putting the finishing touches on the back. Some of them I probably won't do the layers. Some of them I will. I don't know. They're just fun little projects to make for sure. I'm definitely taking a long time with them again. Okay, I really might have to rethink this carrot thing because that is a lot of carrot. Oh, Mr. Puffin stuff. Hey, kid. You're gonna make me clean all that up, aren't you? Wait, that's carrot? You just put carrot at my foot? Huh? What are you doing? What are you doing making all that mess? I don't know where he got this from. No, no, no. I'm going to tear those up. Oh my God. What am I going to do with you? It's going to take me a half hour to clean it up because as I clean it up, he loves to bite my hands. Or he thinks that that's a great game. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. Puppy life. Oh my God. I've got to clean this up. But I really want to finish the project that I'm working on because it's pretty cool. All right, we'll chat soon. Hi guys. Well, I just wanted to bring you back here and let you know what I'm doing. Of course, the next step is to stabilo. I had everything right here. Are you serious? Are you serious? I just had it. Good God. Seriously. Okay. So with this particular one, I'm doing more of a smudgy stabilo instead of using my brush. Which, the only thing about doing the smudge process here is, you know, it gets super smeary. So, of course, I went through and did that on all of them here. Just tried to get a little extra shadow there. And then I decided that the color was a little bit too much, so I went through and changed the tone on them. This one got a little pink here. I just have a little bit of water on here. And we're just going to knock back that pink a little bit. So these are all the watercolor brushes. And since I have it over Mod Podge, I am able to do some modification to it. Somewhat. And it does start to bring up, you know, of course, the paper here a little bit. I like that just fine. Let's see if we can pull. Blend it just a little bit more here. These are all water-based inks, but they do kind of become a little bit permanent in here after a while. I'm going to pull in a little bit more of this orange. So I've already gone through and done this a couple times, but now I'm just changing up the color just a little bit more because I think that it adds and I think that it looks nice. And this is super simple to do. This isn't hard, you know. We're just taking down the one dimension of, even though they were on the coffee stain paper, sometimes they're just a little flat. And this really does make such a difference here. Notice I'm not doing it all over. I'm being very selective in the places that I'm doing it. And then this feels to me like it needs a little bit more of this yellow. Now the yellow is definitely contaminated with the Stabilo. That one I like, right? That one's pretty cool. Darling, you are a work of art. Okay, we're gonna, this got quite dark here, so the water won't bring up that pink, but this is isopropyl alcohol. This is 91%. Always look for the highest percentage that you can get. Hold on here. So this is how you just kind of, you know, if the color is wrong, you can work around it here. Now realize that isopropyl will start to kind of melt the Mod Podge if you put too much on it. So it starts to get quite sticky. But as you can see, you can really pull up that color very easily. So even if you feel like you get the wrong color, you can fix it. It's okay, you know. It's very sticky now. But you can work on it, and that is beautiful coloring. Okay, so we have these two left. Now, I think this brown streak through there, I think that's the coffee dyed paper itself. If it stays on, the isopropyl alcohol will pull it up a little bit here. But it kind of has to be under the Mod Podge. So it automatically makes that Mod Podge super stick. Again, these are just different shades of yellow and orange. You could use light browns. I wouldn't go too dark. You know, I'm just looking for an old paper look. Sometimes you go over it a couple times until it looks the way you want it to look. You know, it doesn't always happen the first time. You can fix it easy, you know, don't stress on it. There we go. See, and I've done this enough that I know how the Stabilo mixes with these water colors. So just realize that, you know, since this is a water-based, Stabilo is water-based, you will get movement in there. See how you can pull that back off? So we're going to pull a little bit of that color off because that Stabilo got pretty dark through there. But really those grays are quite gorgeous. That's actually a very beautiful piece of paper right now. I'm just going to try to get a little bit more color. And there we go. So now we have the purple and the blue. And we're just going to kind of work on the shadow color here a little bit. Because you see how beautiful that kind of turns the paper? And look at that blue on there. And I think we'll just mainly work with the blue this time. And again, these are the Arteza watercolors here. You can use the yellow Arteza color for sure. You don't need all the different colors like I have. Do you want to go in here a little bit? Yeah. Now don't be afraid to put a color down. I like the color being put down on top of it, right? And this is just kind of one of my almost final steps. Of course, that's what I think I said last time, right? You know, so essentially that Stabilo really gets pushed in tight. This has given us more of a definite edge. We're just going to kind of accentuate these birds here just a touch. by putting a little bit of a shade right there. See? I'm just gonna add a little blue in there. A little blue over here. The reason why I'm adding that on there is because it feels like it needs to be more blue. Where the warmer color is on the inside, try to keep that, you know, warmer. Bring your cooler colors on the outside. And what it will do is it will amplify your wording, right? Look how beautiful that is. You, of course, don't need to do this step. You can just stabilo and stop. You can take Distress Inks, the small pads. You know, you could have gone, I could have easily taken the Distress Ink over the top of these instead of the Arteza. Over the words, you know, to kind of mellow them out a little bit. Now, if I were to be putting more, you could do more of a wet on wet process with these. I like the way this looks, so I'm happy with it. If you wish for it to look a different way, then just figure out your technique that you want to use. You know, especially with the cards, you can do whatever you want to do. See how that just adds that little extra bit? So, you know, it kind of felt like there was a lot of extra paper on this one. So this really just kind of takes it down. This feels really yellow to me, so let's just take it down too. Since this one was so yellow and you put a blue over the top of it, you are going to get green, right? Color Theory 101 right there. So now I just kind of do a final review of these and see if there's anything else that I need to put in. See how that one's a little bit contaminated there? Oh, we got it though. Okay, so I've looked at these quite a bit tonight, and All right, we are going to, oh, sorry guys. Hopefully I wasn't all cockeyed the whole time there. We will review all of these tomorrow when we have sunlight, and then we can see things a little bit better. I will go over everything one more time and see if I need one more. I don't know if I do. I really don't think I do. I think I'm just about done. I do love this stamp though. Look how beautiful that is. Jeepers. That one got really kind of dark, but you know, it's still very pretty. I love this red stamp behind here. It's very subtle, but it is in every one of them. You know, it's right here. See how gorgeous that is? This piece, just perfect. All right, guys, we will go through these one more time in the morning. I've got to get everybody's physical addresses. I think I have some of yours, but I need to double check on that too. So, all right, guys, I'm exhausted. Have a great night, and we will chat soon.